Last NBA season, there were some player prop markets that absolutely kicked my ass. Although there were two NBA player prop markets that I dominated. And the craziest part is I just discovered this a few days ago going through my bet tracker and looking at my old bets preparing for the upcoming season. You need to make sure you're following the tips that I share with you in this video so that you can punish these greedy sports books all throughout the NBA season. The last and most important tip, I'm going to share with you the sports books that we want to attack, the odds range that we want to focus on, and then the player prop markets that I've been so successful in. Because as you know, betting on the NBA player prop market, there are so many different options, so it can be a bit overwhelming. Make sure to watch the entire video. So when you're betting on player props, it doesn't matter if it's the NFL, the MLB, or the NBA, it can be very difficult to figure out which sports books are sharp, meaning what sports books odds are very accurate that we want to use as our reference. You see, player props do not accept as much liquidity as, say, money lines or spreads, so it's very difficult to figure out which books that we can trust, and maybe which books we want to attack and which books we want to stay away from. So first up over here at FanDuel, notice here at the top that I'm not logged into this sports book. So we're going to scroll down here. When we come over to, let's say, the Dodgers and the Padres game right here, we look over at the Dodgers money line, who's going to win the baseball game. If I just type in $5 million, you can see that the max wager on the money line for the Dodgers is just over $17,000, what they would accept. Well, if we scroll down just a little bit and we look at Yu Darvish to get maybe 5 strikeouts or more in the baseball game, and I try to wager $1,000, you can see that FanDuel is only accepting a max wager of $750. So this is significantly less than, say, the money line. And then we come over to a sharp sports bookmaker. We look at Yu Darvish over 4.5 strikeouts. So for him to get 5 strikeouts or more, and you can see that the max wager here is $500. So a lot of sportsbooks want to mitigate their risk when it comes to betting on player props. There's so many players and so many different types of markets. That's why the limits are lower compared to moneyline spreads or totals. So it's really difficult with player props for us to identify which sportsbooks are sharp and which sportsbooks that we want to attack. So there's two ways, in my opinion, to be a successful player prop bettor. Let me show you the first one. The first option is using OddsJam's positive expected value tool. What this tool does is just find plays in the market that have an edge. So this is a really easy outlier right here, looking at Tyler Algier over 9.5 rushing attempts. Doesn't matter what sport we're wagering on, guys, whether it's the NBA or the MLB or the NFL. You can see right here in Fliff that they're offering just a massive payout compared to any other sports book. If we wanted to profit $100 over at FanDuel, we'd have to put up $102, where over at Fliff, we put up $100 to profit $120. Now, I already wagered on Tyler Algier on this play on a parlay earlier, so this is the max wager that Fliff will accept from me, which is $200. But this is the easy way to pick off player props, right? We're just looking at where's the outlier. Really simple right here with Fliff. We just rinse and repeat when it comes to this player prop betting strategy. Now, the example that I just showed you is an example of top-down betting strategy where we're just going through the market, looking at the biggest outliers and then picking these plays off. Now, the other way that you could become a very successful player prop bettor as well, you need to accumulate a lot of wagers. And in my case, I've been sports betting for over 3 years. I've placed over 18,000 wagers. So I have a large data set that I can then export onto an Excel spreadsheet and take a look at the specific books and markets. And so for betting on the NBA, that's exactly what I did. The 3 books that we are really going to want to focus on for betting on the NBA is FanDuel, Fliff, and Caesars. The 2 markets that helped me bring back a 16% ROI betting on NBA player props was the player assists and the points, rebounds, and assists market for Caesars, FanDuel, and Fliff. Now, by exporting all my bets onto an Excel spreadsheet and diving into this data, I am giving away my best NBA betting edges to you. So if you find this content valuable, please smash that subscribe button and comment down below who do you think is going to be the champion at the end of this NBA season. Guys, the tool that I use to find these plays on Caesars, FanDuel, and Fliff that have an edge for betting on the NBA player props is OddsJam's positive EV tool. Linked in the description is going to be a 1-week free trial, and then use my code Billy35 and it's going to save you 35% off your first month once the trial ends. So what we're going to do first here is come into our filters, and we're going to save this specific filter so that we can just click refresh and have these plays automatically pop up for us. So we're just going to deselect all, come to basketball, same thing for league here. We're going to scroll down just a little bit and select the NBA. Then a new feature that OddsJam rolled out is not the markets per se, but the fact that now we can drill down into specific markets. So we're going to type in player assists. and make sure that we select this one right here. And then we're going to come back over here and just add this for points, rebounds, and assists. Beautiful. Now for the date range, it doesn't really matter, but we can go for the next 7 days if we want to. Now, for our odds range, this is going to be very specific. We want to make sure that our minimum odds range is set to -125, and then our maximum odds range is set to +140. For our market width, you can leave the minimum market width completely blank, and for the max market width, we're going to put this at 40 cents. Now, all we're going to want to do right here is click Save Filter, and we're just going to call this NBA Player Props with some $signs. Also, make sure you click this push notifications. When you link your email address over here to OddsJam, you're going to receive an email now anytime a play pops up in this specific filter that we just created for these 3 books. So you don't have to sit out here on the tool all day long. You're just going to receive an email on your phone, and then you're automatically going to be able to log onto the sportsbook and smash these plays. Setting up your filters on the Positive EV tool. When these plays pop up, do not overthink this. If the play pops up on the screen, it's going to tell you the edge. It's going to tell you how much to wager on, depending on how much you have for your sports betting bankroll. And then you're just going to smash these plays, rinse and repeat. Now you have the tips to dominate the NBA player prop market. Now, you need to check out this NBA first quarter total point strategy video that I created that goes in depth, just like this video that we're going to specifically target FanDuel. Click this video right here that's going to walk you through step by step, very similar to this video, the exact setup that we want to look for. And with this particular strategy, we're only going to be wagering on one side of this bet, so it's very consistent, simple, and easy to use.